What's up, squidgy slingers? Tradman here. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. It is really much appreciated. This is the traditional window cleaning YouTube channel. So today we're going to be looking at an internal job today. So we've got an older customer that's asked me to do the internal windows for them because they're no longer able to do it. So today we're going to give you some tips on doing internal window cleaning. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's have a look where this job is. So we're going to use the good old Squeegee app, and we'll leave a link in the description below to Squeegee app. That's how we run our business. So let's have a look where it is. Just loading it up now. Looks very good. I'm just using my iPad here, so this is the Squeegee app, and I've got 4G signal, so we've got the best signal at the moment, so that is good. Okay, so we're going to a place called Inverurie. So that's in the northeast of Scotland. It's about a 40-minute drive or so from where I live. I'm more north of there, next to the Grampian Mountains. So, yep, let's get going and get to work. What time is that now? 20 to 8 it is. So it'll be just after 8 o'clock by the time I get there, which is fine. It'll allow them a bit of time to have a cup of tea first thing in the morning. We don't want to disturb them too early. But I've got quite a big day booked in today. We've got, how many jobs? We've got 15 houses to do, so it's not too bad. Some of them are quite big, some of them are small, all ranging in different prices and stuff, but it's a full day's work today and all this week, so fully booked, so which is good. That's what we like. But let's crack on, get some work done, and show you how we're going to get these internals done. Okay, so we've arrived. It's just a very little job, to be honest. Not very many windows to it, and it's all PVC easy windows to do, so happy days. Good start for a Monday morning. But top tip, when you first get going, if you're going to go in and do internals, either make sure you obviously take your shoes off or use something like this. Normally I only use shoe covers if I'm only going to be in very briefly, or if it's, say for instance, a new build and it's very, very dusty and dirty inside, I'll maybe use them. But to be honest, most of the time I'll take my shoes off for a normal residential job like this, if I'm going to be in there for a little while. So that's what we'll do, take the shoes off, make sure, keep the customer happy. Don't want any dirty marks on anybody's carpet. That's the last thing that we want to do. So we're going to grab our gear, and I've also got a different applicator for doing internals. I have this specific applicator. It's only for internals. It's nice and clean. There's nothing from doing external cleaning on the applicator. So I would recommend that as well. If you're going to do external and internal window cleaning, keep a separate applicator for doing internal cleans, and you can keep that one a little bit cleaner and a bit more presentable looking, especially for doing internals. Okay, so let's get going and get started with this job, shall we? Okay, so just getting ready to get going. So my external applicator is this one here, so we'll leave that there, we don't want that. We're going to use this internal one, which is a lot better condition, shall we say. And what we normally do is, for doing internals, I'll run the applicator a lot drier so we don't have so much mess. So just a quick dunk in the water, wring it out like so, get all that excess out so there's very little dripping. Okay, that's what we want. And then obviously add on our soap onto the applicator, so just a couple of drops. Because it's a lot drier, you don't need as much soap, because if you add the same amount of soap to your applicator as you would when it's soaking wet, the consistency is going to be so thick that it's not going to be workable. It's trying to get that balance of soap on the applicator. You get a feel for it, how much to add. When you've been practicing for a little while, you get to know how much to do. So just grab our squeegees. So see, we've got a few here. 16, 14, 12 and 8. It's all good. Right, and we've got cloths, we've got water, soap, all good. Right, let's get going. Okay. Right. So to get minus angles, I'll flip this round like so. Turn it that way. Alright. Rub the soap in.
time, a generation of my time. There is nothing we can do to stop this plague from breaking through. Don't come round and waste my time. A generation of my kind. There is nothing we can do to stop this plague from breaking through.
Okay then folks, so that is it all completed. That's the internals nice and clean. We actually did the externals last Friday. This is now Monday, but we didn't quite have time to finish off doing the internals, so that's us back here on Monday morning to do the internals, and then we're in this area the rest of the day anyway, so it works out fine. So the customer's really happy. The windows inside haven't been done for a little while, so it needed a bit of a scrub, and all those partition doors as well were not in the best of conditions, so they've all been cleaned, both sides, and the customer's really happy. So top tips for doing the internals: remember your footwear, either cover them with shoe covers or indeed take your shoes off completely just to be safe, and that'll be a good first top tip for you. Second top tip, make sure your applicator is not too wet. Make sure it's quite dry, but not so dry you can't obviously pull your squeegee across the window, but make sure it's not so wet that it's absolutely sobbing and dripping everywhere, making a mess. So you'll get a bit of experience over time. You'll get a feel for how much that you really need to put on the glass to be able to squeegee it down efficiently. But like I say, try and keep it as dry as you can when doing internals. Also remember that you don't need quite as much soap on your applicator when doing internals, because your applicator is that bit drier. You don't need to add quite so much soap, so go easy on that soap solution as well, but still make sure that your solution is quite a nice consistency. It's not running down the glass, and your soap solution is going to allow your squeegee to glide nicely on the window. And also remember to use a different applicator for doing the internal work. Have an applicator for doing external work and an applicator for doing internal work. That way your internal applicator will usually be a lot cleaner and more presentable to the customer. The last thing you want to do is bring in your external window cleaning applicator, which is looking a little grubby, and be using it on internals. So it's all about presentation, but also about cleanliness, making sure that the internals and all that stuff is nice and clean and not using stuff from outside on the inside. So that'll be another tip for you. And also don't forget to wipe those frames. When you're inside, give the frames a wipe, as well as doing the glass and the sills. But also a lot of customers usually will have ornaments and pictures on the windowsills. So remember to maybe give them a text or an email the night before that you're coming, or maybe even a week before if you're that well planned ahead, and let them know that you're coming to do the internals, so that they can clear all that internal clutter away from the windows, and that means you can get to your job nice and quickly and easily and wipe those sills without any fear of breaking anything or having to move things around. So this customer was notified last week that I was coming today, so she had all the windowsills nice and clear, so I could just get to work and it was nice and easy. So thank you very much for tuning in. We've been doing internal window cleaning today. Hopefully you've picked up some tips today and anything that might help you in your business. So comment in the box below if you yourself have any tips to share about internal window cleaning. That'd be really much appreciated. Leave them in the box below, and I'll see you in the next video. You take care, be good, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.